Hello there. So, it's almost Halloween, and I have decided that it would be a good idea to make a video about some animal decorations. I've watched videos about these recently, and a lot of animal decorations, even when I look at them in person, they don't really seem to match the physical characteristics of the species they're actually depicting. It upsets me. I get very offended. So I decided today that we should have fun looking at some animal decorations in a way to maybe celebrate Halloween and bring awareness to this issue. So, what are we waiting for? Let's jump on in. So, first of all, I have my parents apparently got this skeleton that depicts a piranha. So there's about 30 species of piranhas today that live in the rivers of South America. They are part of the class Osteichthyus, which is the bony fish. And I'm already noticing a huge problem. Apparently, the piranha has a sternum. Bony fish don't have sternums. And also, the teeth, piranha teeth are rather triangular, and even when they lose their teeth, actually they will lose like a pretty much a quarter of their teeth. So, pretty sure it's like little plates that support all of the a quarter of the teeth on their jaws, but they grow them back. Don't worry. Then, for some odd reason, I don't see the pelvic or anal fin on this. The thing is about bony fish also, like their skeletons, the rays on their fins are literally part of their skeletons also. The piranha's jaws dropping because it just realized it was not accurately designed. The head is actually decent overall. They remembered to add the operculum. The placement of the eyes and the snouts is alright. So, overall, I will say it's a bad skeleton. Who am I kidding? Then, next of all, next here, we have this abomination. I'm going to have a field day with this one. Apparently, this is probably supposed to be a skeleton of an octopus. Worse than a bony fish, because at least bony fish have endoskeletons, but octopuses are cephalopods and they don't have endoskeletons. So I can hardly even tell where to start on this. At least they got 8 arms. I don't know where the suckers are. Some octopuses seem to have really short arms, actually. But then it has a skull here, which this is. What's interesting is octopuses actually do have skulls, but it's nothing like the skull of you or me or mammals, the vertebrates in general. So the kind of skull that an octopus actually has, it's actually a little plate of cartilage that supports the eyes of the octopus. So it's not made of bones, but it's made of cartilage. Just like the cartilaginous fish, like sharks for example, that we all know of. Anyway, so apparently there's teeth on the skull also. Octopuses don't have teeth. They actually have a beak located between all of their arms. Then, next of all, the eyes, they don't have eye sockets. They actually have little eyes that are pretty much placed, as I said, above the skull plate of the octopus. And below the visceral hump, the massive alien-like head that supports the octopus's organs, actually. So, this right here is a piece of crap. Last of all, we have what appears to be a tarantula. Not exactly sure which species it is. Many large black species of tarantulas. like the Brazilian black tarantula or the Colombian giant black tarantula, for example, so don't necessarily know what species to call this, but at least it's part of the Theraphosidae family, which is all that matters. Anyway, I actually admire this. I'm not even going to lie. Some features I admire. Now let's start off with the prosoma, cephalothorax, if you want to make it more simple. They got that there. Then the opistosoma, or the abdomen, of course. Then they even put the spinnerets here, the parts that are used for webbing. Then they got the chelicerae, or fangs. Despite being part of a superclass of animals, the chelicerates, which are characterized by claw-like mouth parts, a prominent example of these animals is scorpions, but apparently these ones have venomous fangs. The spiders, order Arania. Anyway, then I don't like the fact that they only put 2 eyes. Tarantulas have 8 eyes, people. But let's stop yapping and let's take a look at the pedipalps. They actually didn't forget those, which are typically used to guide food to the fangs of the tarantula and spiders in general. Then they got 8 legs. Thank you for the basics. But anyway, apparently they actually seem to label 5 segments on this spider, which is pretty neat. We have the femur, patella, tibia, metatarsus, and the tarsus, if I'm naming it correctly. They did the segments properly. Can't really see that trochanter, though, which connects the tarantula's leg to the prosoma. Pretty much everything other than the 2 eyes that the 8 eyes, 6 eyes that's the tarantula is lacking, they did pretty good. And somehow I found this at Dollar General. But for the missing 6 eyes, still not a win, but better than the previous 2. But goodbye. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, support would be appreciated. I hope maybe you guys liked these decorations, maybe not, which not would be more understandable. But have a happy Halloween, and have a nice day or night, whoever's watching. Bye.